Half-Moon coding, correct? So what is Half-Moon coding? Half-Moon coding is a famous greedy algorithm. It is used for lossless compression of a data, as I explained you on the previous day also, that we use the Half-Moon coding for data compression. It uses a variable length encoding. It assigns a variable length code to all the characters. This is also, we have seen, the code length of the character depends on how frequently it occurs in a given text. The character which occurs most frequently gets the smallest code, and the character which occurs least frequently gets the largest code. So that is also known as a Huffman encoding. So before starting for Huffman coding, we will see some introduction part of it. Now suppose we have a few number of characters, right? Say 1 lakh characters in our data file, right? The file contains only 6 characters appearing with following frequencies, right? So this complete file having only 6 characters A, B, C, D, E, F, and the frequency of appearing for these characters is 45,000, 13,000, 12,000, 16,000, 9,000, and 5,000. So these many times these particular characters occur in a given file, correct? A binary code encodes each character as a binary string or a code word, right? So we would like to find a binary code that encodes a file using a few bits as possible. That is, it compresses it as much as possible. This is how we use the binary encoding, or we use the code word for the compression, right? So in a fixed length coding, this again we have seen in a previous lecture also. In a fixed length code, each code word has some length, right? And in a variable length code words may have a different length. So this is an example. So in a fixed length encoding, we can see that we are encoding a given character with the fixed number of bits, right? So all the characters are encoded in a three bits, right? So A is encoded as triple zeros, B is represented as 001, C 010, D is represented as 011, E is 100, and F is represented as 101. In a variable length encoding, what we have is for each alphabet we have the variable lengths, right? So for, say for example, for A we have a single character, for B we have 101, C 100, D 111, E 1101, and F 1100, right? So the fixed length code requires, you can see from here, see that is the frequency, 45,000 is a frequency. So 45,000 times A occurs, and the length for coding we use for representing A is 3. So 45,000 into 3, 13,000 into 3, plus 12,000 into 3, 16,000 into 3, and like this gives us a fixed length code length, right? So in our case, this particular length comes as a 3 lakhs, right? So 3 lakhs bits to store the file of a given size, that is 1 lakh word size, right? In a variable length encoding, right, we have a different lengths to represent a given alphabet. So for A, I have a 0 length, right? For B, I have a 3 length, C 3, again D 3, E 4, and F is 4. So we are multiplying this particular frequency. Here it is come as only 5, it should be 45. So 45 into 1 plus 13,000 into 3 plus 12,000 into 3 plus 16,000 into 3 plus 9,000 into 4 and 5,000 into 4, which gives 2 lakhs 20,000 bits, right? So it saves a space, right? Compared to 3 lakhs bits, I have reduced it to the 2 lakhs 24,000 bits. So my space is saved, right? So this is how I get a compression. The once your space is saved, that is your compression. So here we will see a encoding part now, right? So this is how we had an explanation of what is a fixed length encoding, what is a variable length encoding, and why we should go for the variable length encoding, because it saves the space, right? For the alphabets which are occurring most frequently, we will be assigning a smallest length of a code, and for the alphabets which are occurring less frequently, we can have the larger length of the codes, right? So that is going to save our space. Now what is an encoding? For a given code, say corresponding to some alphabet and a message, it is easy to encode the message. Just replace the characters by the code words. For example, say I have I have a code as A, B, C, D, right? And if the code is for A, I say 00, B 01, C 10, and D 11. So this is my particular coding technique is C1 coding technique, right? So in this case, my bad will be presented at, see, BAD. So B is 01, A is 00, and D is 11. Correct. If my code is something like A is represented as 0, B is represented at 110, C 10, D 111. So how the bad will be encoded? So it will be 110, right? Single 0, and for D it is 111. Correct. So this is how my bad will be represented in a case of another coding technique, right? So in a for a given encoded message, see अब हमारे पास 3 कोडिंग टेक्निक्स है, C1, C2, C3. हर कोडिंग टेक्निक में हम क्या बता रहे हैं कि how the A is represented, how B is represented, how C and D is represented, right? So decoding is the process of turning it back into the original message, right? So once I get a encoded message, I'm supposed to decode it and then turn back to the original message. A message is uniquely decoded, right, if it can only be decoded in one way, right? For example, related to C1, right? Now when we go for the C1, the 010011, how it will be represented? तो देखो 01 क्या है? 01 is B, 00 क्या है? A है, and 11 क्या है? D है, right? So this is getting uniquely decoded as bad, right? Now if you go to the C2, right, C2 में क्या लिखा हुआ है? See here 110100, correct. Now see in a C2 what happens? See 110 क्या है? B है, right? 110, what is it? B. Now what we have? We have here 4 times 1, correct. So now this is my see, this should be actually 0. So this is my A, and 111 is represented as D. So this is also getting uniquely decoded as bad, correct. But for C3, you can see here, for this particular code C3, if I write 1101 4 times 1, how it is decoded? See 110 क्या है? B है, और single one भी A है, 10 is C, right? So this can be represented either as a bad or it can be represented as ACAD, ACAD, right? So this particular code, this C3 code is not getting uniquely decoded. Are you getting this? The code which is used in C3 is not getting uniquely decoded, right? So in fact, what we can show that every message encoded using C1, C2 are uniquely decipherable, right? That is decodable, and the unique decipherability property is needed in order for the code to be useful, correct. So for this particular case, we use the prefix codes, right? Now what are these prefix codes? So fixed length codes are always uniquely decipherable, right? So we saw before this allow how that uniquely how they are uniquely decodable. Now what are these prefix codes? A code is called a prefix code if no code word is a prefix of another. No code word is a prefix of another. Now in this case you can see A is represented as 0, B is represented as 110, C is 10, D is 111, correct. Is A is prefix of anybody or is C is prefix of anybody? किसी के start में 0 है क्या? When I say A is prefix of something, what does it mean? किसी के start में 0 है क्या? No, right? Now when I say is C is prefix of anything, it means that किसी के start में 10 है क्या? नहीं है, right? किसी के start में B कैसे represent हो रहा है? 110. D कैसे represent हो रहा है? 111, right? So C किसी के prefix में है क्या? कि start में ही C है, ऐसा है क्या किसी के case में? No. So these are all the prefix codes. So when what is called as a prefix code? If no code word is a prefix of another one. That is my prefix code, right? So what we can say is every message encoded by a prefix code, free code, is uniquely decipherable since no code word is a prefix of any other, right? So this is what we can see from the prefix codes, right? So we are therefore interested in finding good prefix free codes. Are you getting this? we are here to find the good prefix free codes, right? So now we have seen already the how this fixed length versus variable length works, right? So fixed length prefix codes and variable length prefix codes, we have seen the example. So what are the fixed length codes and what are the prefix free codes that use the least space? That is what we are supposed to do over here. So suppose we want to store a message made up of 4 characters A, B, C, D with frequencies 16, 5, 60, 5, 30 and 5% respectively, right? So what can be the solution for this? So we will be writing the characters, noting down the frequencies. Then fixed length code can be like 0001 1011. Nobody is prefix of anybody else. So this is my fixed length prefix codes. And even with the same case, I can have the variable length prefix codes as 0, triple, double 10, 10 and triple 1, right? So to store the 100 of these characters, what we need, the fixed length code requires 100 into 2, that is 200 bits. And if we go for the prefix length code, what is the frequency we require? So 60 into 1 plus 5 into 3 plus 30 into 2 plus 5 into 3, that is 150 bits. So we are saving 25% of the space, and that's the reason we are going for variable length prefix codes, where our space is saved predominantly, right? And thus we say that we need a variable length prefix codes. Correct. So what are these prefix rules? What are these prefix rules? So prefix rules are Huffman code implements a rule known as a prefix rule, right? So this is to prevent the ambiguities while coding. So it ensures the code assigned to any character and is not a prefix assigned to it. Fine. So I hope till here